Tobe, are you there, man?
Yes, I'm here. Wait, see if I can start the video.
Sure, just give me a second. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, how was the trip? I know you traveled back from Lithuania, right?
Yeah, well, the trip didn't go as planned because yesterday was canceled.
Really?
So yeah,
Oh,
we came home one day late. That's why I was, I didn't know if I could make it in time for the interview. So um
yeah,
yeah, it
but
was
it would have been okay if we postponed it like on Thursday. But I'm, I hope you're not tired of the whole experience. Of course, you played there and you just got home and everything.
yeah, I came home 30 minutes ago, but it's fine, I it's good. Don't worry.
Yeah, how was the show? Tell me about it.
It was nice. It's a cool festival. It has a little bit of like a Viking theme to the whole thing,
Yeah.
like a or more like pagan theme, I would say. When we came there, it was raining, had been raining a lot, but luckily, right before we started, the rain stopped and the weather was nice, so it was good. And we played kind of the big stage there, the main stage. It was a kind of a big stage, and so it was really good. It was fun show. So
Yeah, I saw the stories and everything, and I really see that people enjoyed it a lot. You actually, damn it, guys! Every time you play on bigger stages, you really look like you're 10 feet tall and that you're basically like titans. I'm not joking when I say that.
we are kind of tall, everyone in the band. So yeah, that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one. So, the reason why I invited you here is because of the new Darkened album, Defilers of the Light. And even today, I was just listening to the album, and I still think this album is just incredible, wicked, intense, and vile death metal that it just blew me away completely. I like a lot of things about it. It's like solid gold in extreme metal, and there's a lot of great musicality between all those like death thrashing violence moments here and there. And how was the whole experience for you while working on the Defilers of the Light?
Well, yeah, thank you very much for the kind words. Appreciate it. Um, we start the main composer in this band is Hempa, one of the guitar players.
Mhm.
So like immediately when we had released the previous album, 2022, I think that was, he started writing new songs and came up with new ideas for songs and riffs and everything. So he's constantly like producing stuff. So well, slowly we start to put the stuff together. Like I said, Hempa is like the main writer, and then Linus Nybrandt, the other guitar player, is more like arranging the stuff. Maybe he thinks you can like cut some parts
Mhm.
off, like leave some parts away, or that's mostly what he's doing. He's like tightening the songs up, like make them a little bit shorter, maybe.
Mhm.
Um, and then it's like on and off with ideas here and there, and until like the songs are finished, and then we record all separately at our homes. So
Mhm.
it's a fairly easy process, which like with the modern technologies is really, you can do that. A lot of bands do that today. So I did my bass, like it was the last thing that was put on there because I wanted to wait for the drums. So I want to know how is Perra playing the drums here, and this is the first time that Perra is doing the drums on a full length album,
Mhm.
because before we had Andy Whale, and he's living in England. He was in Bolt Thrower, from the start.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
legend,
yeah.
really cool. So, but this time or like every time, I want to wait until the drums are done, so I know like the drum fills, and maybe I can do something on the bass to,
Yeah, better bass lines and everything.
exactly. So my bass was pretty much the last thing that was put on there, I think. And in Darken, I think it's fun because I can like play around a lot with the bass, and it's cool to make like separate bass parts, and not only following the riff maybe, and like try to think a little bit outside the box and do
Yeah.
something like, well, maybe not like typical death metal, but you know, to bring in some other influences from, I don't know, 70s or whatever, you know, more or and more melodic parts as well, if it's possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that actually stood out to me. That very kind of classical piece you did on the bass guitar on Echoes of Solitude, and how it transitions to the next track on We Slaughter, and it came out so surprising to the way that I thought, holy shit, you gotta be kidding me! Like first you get this nice instrumental piece. It's like classical music, like
Mm.
or classical guitar music, should I say? And then you get this very kind of evil and melodic death metal song, and it just worked out so nice. I mean, what can you tell me a bit about the work on both that instrumental track and on the following track on We Slaughter?
Uh, Actually, I wrote that piece not specifically thinking about Darkened, but I wrote it in a period of time when I was having a lot of, I had a hard time, you know, my parents, both of them passed away.
I'm very sorry, man.
I also divorced from my wife since 10 years. So it was, everything was at the same time. I didn't have a proper apartment to live in. Even I lived in like a cabin in the woods. It was like,
Oh,
so it was tough. So I wrote that, and maybe those kinds of feelings kind of transported into that song. Yeah, so I didn't write it specifically for Darken, but after a while I thought, well, I will send it to the guys and see what they think, and like they, yeah, it's cool, is you know, we'll break off from the songs, and you know, have a different thing that will come in, kind of like, you know, if you listen to the first the Section album, when they have like
yeah, the
classic.
classical pieces. Yeah, definitely.
And when I was young and listened to that, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like you have this like extreme metal, and then all of a sudden is something beautiful, like nice melodies and stuff. Also like classical pieces is beautiful. So it's cool to have that kind of, as a listener, you get maybe a bit surprised, like, oh, this is something else. So
Mhm.
it's cool. I need to learn that piece again because I haven't played it forever. It was a little bit tricky, you know, like some stretches and stuff.
Yeah,
So, but I want
yeah, position.
to relearn it again because it's nice.
Yeah, the part where you mentioned dissection, that's one of the things that I actually noticed, because there's like, yeah, there's that like those instrumental pieces like on the first two albums of Dissection, and even the
Yeah.
melodies and everything. I was like, yeah, you can definitely see the influence like flying over the places, but actually I really like that, the fact that it breaks away, and that the fact that it's so much rich and very expanded. I mean, in comparison to the Black Winter album from 2022, like this one is like on a higher bar, on a very higher level, and you know, it really is kind of like you said, it really does break away from the death metal, like the traditional death metal elements, because you can hear a lot of stuff like you know, even some heavy metal influences here and there, some thrash metal influences here and there. And I'm really glad that you guys made it like all together, that one piece, one big awesome piece of music.
Yeah, I agree with you. This album is more diverse, much more than the other ones, and which I personally really enjoy. When you can, you know, mix up some influences from the past, you know, heavy metal, thrash, death metal, some more melodic stuff. It makes the songs interesting to listen to, I think.
Yeah,
Uh, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the songs. It's not always like verse, bridge, chorus, etc. It's, you
yeah,
have some things happening, details here and there, and that's interesting to listen to, I think. So I think like the songs on this album came out so good. It's interesting to listen to if you can tolerate some melodies, like
Yeah,
but I like that.
yeah, the melodies and everything fit well together. It's not like when a melody kind of thins out the extremity of the performance of the songs in general, and it's like well put together. And it is actually important to know that a solid material such as this doesn't exactly come from anybody, but from people such as yourselves who are veterans in this extreme subgenre, especially you who already played in other Swedish death metal or black metal bands. You know, you played in Entombed, and you played in Grave, and you played in Dismember, and you also played briefly in Niflheim. And
Mhm.
I guess I guess a lot of people envy you, saying, "Damn, I wish I was that guy," you know, because you.
It's funny that it turned out like that because I'm I used to listen to all these bands when I was teenager. Like they were
Yeah,
my favorite bands, and I played with a lot of them. It's crazy. I don't know how it happened really, but you know, if I I had the great opportunity to join Dismember when I was 27 years old and doing world tours, and I think that opened up a lot of doors because Dismember is a big band, and I had to tour around the world and meet people and well, I think this wouldn't happen if I was an asshole, or
yeah,
you
of
also
course.
you have to have a good attitude, you have to be willing to devote, to really put some time and effort into what you're doing and be dedicated. So it takes a lot of dedication and talent, and also to be a good person because you're traveling around with people, and it's good if you can get along and not be an asshole or
Yeah, be pretentious and everything. Yeah, I agree because
yeah, yeah.
you actually have a lot of optimism in yourself, not just as a musician, but like on a very personal level. I mean, I actually watched that Under Blood Red Skies documentary, and I saw like you guys having fun and you like cosplaying as a typical 70s hard rock roadie with the
Yeah,
mustache and the Black Sabbath
yeah,
cap and everything. It's like this is one of the things that one of the things that I really like about my favorite bands. You know, they don't go on tour just to do the job and like we're home and everything. I just want to get home as fast as possible. Like, no, you really have to to do everything better from one show to another. You just have to have fun, all the way through. And you really actually fit well with the band, even though you're not currently playing with this member. You did actually make a good point there, saying that it opened new doors for you, and you're even now a necrophobic as well. So, I mean, you're official member. I mean, you were a live member before, but now you're involved,
yeah.
more with the band.
Oh yeah, yeah. um yeah, we dismembered that with on that DVD. It's I When I joined the band, I bought this little camera. Back then you had a little cassette. I don't remember the name of it, but I was like, okay, I want to take the opportunity to film everything because I don't know,
Yeah,
it could end after these first tours, maybe it will end. So I will document as much as I can. And then it just continued. We were filming all the time. And
yeah.
that ended up on that crazy documentary that is fun to watch. It's like a party, it's
Yeah, definitely.
a lot of goofing around. We wanted to make it just like a fun thing, not super serious, but but I like that combination when you're out playing. I mean, it's super serious. Take the show, it comes firsthand to really play well and do the best you can, but off stage, it's about having a good time. Enjoy the time when you're there because you have a nice opportunity to go maybe to another country, and it's always fun to take advantage of that and do something out of it and not just like go and hide away at least I want to do that, you know, to meet new people, have fun together with the band, and all that. So that's really important, and that's also the case in Necrophobic, which I'm happy for. It's a great bunch of guys, and when we're out playing, we're always having a good time together. When we played the other day at this Kill Kim festival
Yeah.
in Lithuania, that had a super nice hotel. It was located next to an outdoor zoo, so we
Hmm.
could go the day after the show. We went on a hiking and watched some funny animals and stuff like that. It's good to do that as well.
Yeah, I hope that someday we will also get like this DVD, like a tour video of Necrophobic. Maybe if there's like a maybe a re-release of the new album in the Twilight Gray along with like this mini documentary, like a video, that would be actually very cool to see.
Yeah, it would be really fun. But I think today, you know, I don't know if there are bands even releasing DVDs today. It's like a different market, I think,
Yeah, true.
because a lot of or everybody have a Instagram account, and you put out stuff like continuously, like
Yeah.
go along. But back when we did that Dismember thing, it wasn't like that. We had MySpace, I remember that time, but
And
that.
forums and everything. Yeah, you wouldn't actually come across such stuff so easily nowadays. Like nowadays, yeah.
It's both good and bad. You know, you lose a lot of the mystique surrounding bands today, because
Yeah.
as soon as something happens, it's out on the internet, and people show maybe what they're doing at the private life, and there's no mystique in the music scene anymore. On the other hand, it's nice because fans can connect with musicians if they want. You can write something directly to and ask something to a musician. That's really cool, and it's nice to have this communication nowadays.
Yeah, I agree
Possible
because
before.
yeah, I agree because if that wasn't the case, it would be much harder for us people to actually contact you guys. We would have to at least find two or three other people to give your contacts just to get you to do interviews and stuff like that. But yeah, I agree definitely that if you're more on that part of you want them to keep the mystique of everything, then you probably shouldn't be following those musicians, or maybe sometimes you're kind of like like split. You don't know exactly what to think. It's like a very mixed opinion, but like on the other hand, it's nice to see musicians posting stuff like where they go and what they do in private life, because that actually reminds us that we are all like normal people. Like we're not immortal people, we're not gods, and we're not above anyone else. That would be very much it would be too much for me. Plus nowadays I can see Rob Halford post so much funny stuff whenever he comes up with a cool shirt to wear, and or
Oh,
like
yeah.
those I forgot what it was. I think it was like those leather jeans with like his butt cheeks revealed and everything. So it's cool to see. I mean, it's like, yeah, that's the kind of guy I
Yeah,
expected him to be.
yeah, it's fun. Also, I think nowadays it's harder for people to be a douchebag, because they will be exposed on the internet. So you better, like, a lot of people want to show a good side,
Yeah.
because yeah. So if you're a arrogant person, it will show much more easily today than before, because you're more like in contact with people on social media today. So
Yeah, it's true, definitely. On the other hand, you can also get nice insight into the process of recording an album. I mean,
oh yeah.
like, aside from Defilers of the Light, you also contributed your bass skills to other great releases of this year, in the Twilight Grade by Necrophobic, and of course Reaper Dawn by Inaphelion, which is coming out in August, and it's like Damn, like this is one of the questions that I have to ask you, dude. Like, how the hell do you manage to do all of these albums around the same time? Because it seems like you've been pretty busy lately.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like this year, I will. It's three bands that I'm in that is releasing. But I have to tell you, I'm not playing on the Inaphilion album. It's because I joined the band and Sebastian had already
Uh-huh, okay.
done the bass part. But I will be like on the band photos. I'm in the video. I'm doing the live shows. But there wasn't any time for me to do the bass recording there. So,
Oh, okay.
but I'm a full-time member of Inaphilion. But and I'm I have to learn the songs because we will play them live and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty busy. But I like that. But I do one thing at a time. Otherwise, it would be impossible.
Yeah,
Like if when I do the darken thing, I'm just like really focused on that and do it only that because if I will at the same time try to record necrophobic, I will be crazy. So I have to like plan my time really well. And
yeah,
those two recordings weren't done at the same time. I don't remember how it was now, but it was some time in between, so I could like have time to learn because it takes a lot of time to learn whatever 10 songs and do something good out of that and not just like learn them and record them. I want to do it really well and come up with cool bass parts if I can and all that. But yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty busy and I've been doing other things in between. I played like with a cover band. We had as a Ozzy Osbourne cover band, so I had to learn
mhm.
the set. I'm also playing in a Latin jazz band, which is like totally different, and that takes also a lot of practice because it's a little bit complicated at times. But I really enjoy it. The time I have right now with all the bands and all that stuff, it's like for me is I really like that. I truly enjoy it. As long as it's not stressing me. But
Yeah,
like I said, it takes planning and do one thing at a time, and then it's fine.
yeah. Uh, since you mentioned an Ozzy Osbourne cover band, I actually wanted to ask you this because I actually watched a lot of your cover videos on YouTube and also like your live performances and everything. Uh, for me, at least for me, I actually really like Bob Daisley, and of course Phil Suzanne was also an awesome bass player. But who is your favorite in Ozzy's band, if you have
Bob
one?
Daisley, Bob Daisley, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
the bass stuff that he's doing there is like really cool. On the two first albums, or he played on more albums than you think. Really,
he actually did. Yeah,
but yeah, the bass lines that he's doing is really cool. Like when I started to learn, I don't know that from the first album. I wanted to learn it exactly like he does, but it's a lot of small licks here and there, and it's
yeah,
always the same lick. He is doing a lot of different parts, so it's cool. And I think he doing a lot of octave, almost like disco bass stuff that
yeah. You got a
springs skip.
point.
It's a bit tricky to get that, but it's fun to play. It's really fun.
Yeah, I mean the disco thing, like he does that on some Rainbow songs as well on the Long
Yeah,
Live Rock and Roll album, and
yeah,
like you wouldn't actually believe that he's such a great bass player. I mean, of course, he was in Rainbow and he was in Ozzy's band. He was even briefly in Black Sabbath. He did the Eternal Idol, and even there on that album, he had very great bass lines that you would actually think Geezer Butler would come up with them simply
yeah,
because of those like licks and everything.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, he's a great bass player and also a good songwriter. I mean, I guess the Aussie songs they wrote as a team, with in the beginning with Rand Rose and Bob Daisley, and it's really nice, well put together. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Actually, uh, have to say that like you really do a great job on all the albums that you released so far on both Darkened and on the Necrophobic album. And the one question that I have is because I'm also a bass player, like what basses did you use on all of these albums? Because I know you have the Fender Precision and the jazz bass as well.
Yeah. On Necrophobic, I'm using my precision bass. We tuned to D standard, so I have my like Necrophobic bass that I'm
Yeah.
doing there. Darkened, on the other hand, is very down tuned. It's down tuned uh, to A,
Yeah.
so it's very low. So before I used my Fender Jazz, but this time like I wasn't really satisfied with that because when I down tune, even if I intonate, it's a little bit floppy and it's hard to get a good tone out of it because it's so down tuned. So I actually bought an Ibanez 5-string bass.
Oh,
So the fifth string, the low string is B, so I only had to down tune it one whole step
yeah.
to make it to an A. And it's a fatter neck, so everything is more stable and the tone is really good. So that's what I used for the latest Darken album, the 5-string bass. So I bought it just because like, okay, now we will do the Darken album. I wasn't really satisfied with more how the feeling was when I was playing on the 4-string, but that very low.
Yeah.
So, so I had this new Ibanez, and it's really good. So yeah, that's what I've been using for that. So, but mainly play I play Fender basses. I'm not. I don't know much about the stuff. I like to play, but I like I'm not collecting instruments or anything like that. For me, it's
Yeah.
like I have them because, to play on, not to hang them on a wall and look at them.
Yeah, Sebastian, on the other hand, he collects a lot of guitars, and
Yeah.
like, dude, first he's like collecting Jacksons, then he's collecting Gibsons and Fenders, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy can open a fucking guitar museum.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's crazy with that. He have a lot of knowledge about it too, but sometimes he sells away a lot of guitars so he can buy new ones. So it's like a constant movement
Back
there.
and forth, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's crazy about that.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I mean, even I personally have to say that he's also very dedicated to what he does. I mean, you know, as much as I'm very excited, I was very excited with the new Necrophobic album, and I was very pleased how it came out. When I heard that new in a Phalion single, A Winter Moon's Gleam, I could not stop listening to that song for a whole 3 months, or how long was it? Like a whole month or so. And I was like, God damn it, this it's like how many great albums are we gonna get this year? And even for these guys, like this is insane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The new Inaphilion is really cool. It will be released in August, I think August 9, the whole album. And we played a couple of weeks ago, or a month, I don't remember. And we played that song, Winter Moon's Gleam, for the first time.
Hmm.
We haven't even rehearsed it as a band because our drummer Marco, he lives in Holland.
Yeah.
So it's, we don't rehearse, and he's super talented. He's such a good drummer. Everybody was, learning the songs at home. We meet and then we played it, but it worked out perfectly. I mean, if you do the homework good enough, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, what can I say? This is like the next album in line that I'm very excited for because, like, I listened to the forgot Moribund from
Yeah.
2022 like a lot last year, and I was thinking to myself, like, wow, imagine like what can like come up next? What can this band come up with next? And of course, the one single that came up before it was like very good. I forgot what's the name of that single that came out like the beginning of this year. Maybe you can remind me a bit on that.
No, fuck, I forgot. We played it live, just like I told you, like a few weeks ago. Um, no, I'm sorry, I don't remember now.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
There's too many songs. Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
of course, that new single was actually that one was so surprising. It was like one of the best like black metal songs that I've heard lately, and it's like got everything that I loved about the genre itself. Because I haven't listened to black metal for a whole year. You know, I
Mm,
got so sick and tired of it. But this like brought me back to the days when I first heard Battery, Immortal, and even Necrophobic as well. I was like, this is like all in one. And
mm.
like, dude, I don't know what can I say. It's like not everybody such as yourself can contribute your excellent skills to such bands and such albums that you know have gained such monumentum like in just 1 year. I mean, how do you personally feel about this?
I think like the especially the newer Inaphilion songs are more progressive than
Hmm.
before. It has more parts, more diversity, which I really like, and more maybe it's more complex as well. It's difficult to play.
Yeah.
It's you really need to like focus on that to it's nice to play with a band. Everybody's like on top of the game. Like I told you, Marco is like an excellent drummer. He's been playing with he has his band Cryptosis, but he's also been playing with like Flotsam and Jetsam. He's also with Ross the Boss at the moment. So as you know, some cool acts. So it's good. The album is mixed by Tore Stjärna. He has this Necromorbus studio. He's doing, you know, Bataille and a bunch of other.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this
familiar
this
with his
is
works
really
actually.
nice. Yeah. So the sound is really good, bombastic, very. It's it has a really like a wide range sound. I don't know how to explain it, but it's
Yeah.
good sound. I also think like the new album is really more set apart from Necrophobic.
Yeah, stylistically it is.
Yeah. So that's cool. You know, Sebastian can really he's such a good talented songwriter and guitar player. It's really fun to play with him. He always want to get better and like myself as well on my bass. Like always have this strive to top what you did before, learn something new on your instrument, try to like get nail that technique that was difficult or whatever. So it's inspiring to play with him.
Yeah, I mean the guy's a fucking genius because like you know the funniest thing before I even got to know what's his taste in music like apart from what he does, I was actually surprised to see him play Rat and that he's in like in those like 80s glam bands like Rat, Darkened and Cinderella Poison as well. Is like God damn, that guy really likes a lot of 80s heavy metal and Motley Crue as well. He even mentioned that story when he saw Motley Crue and Iron Maiden in 1984. And it's like, imagine that guy not making great music that he does today. I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah, yeah, he's very diverse in his taste, but I think some of these bands he have discovered a bit later on in life.
Yeah,
Like Cinderella, I don't know if he listened to that when he was young. I don't know. I shouldn't say, but that goes for myself as well. I like a lot of AOR music, like Survivor, Boston, like really melodic stuff. I think if you want to develop your playing, it's good to have different influences. Like
yeah,
if you can pick up stuff from here and there and put them in what you're doing, it's good because
yeah.
you will develop.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, that's why you guys have such a dynamic range of ideas, and what you come up with isn't like any other band that has like very typical, you know, like the bands like they don't listen to when you guys don't listen to bands in the same branch of the music that you're playing. That's one of the reasons why you're always
Mm.
great in what you do. And you know, what can I say? I'm very excited about all of this, and I look, man, I really have to thank you for taking your time for this conversation. It was such a wonderful from wonderful time, and I really have to congratulate you on all of the things that you did like all this year. Your excellent musicianship in general, and I'm really looking forward to get a chance to see Necrophobic and the Nephalian live someday. Man. I mean, are there any words that you'd like to say before we wrap up this interview?
Yeah, I just remember that song with Inaphelion is When All Stellar Light is Lost.
Yeah, that's it.
It fucking came right now. But yeah, thank you so much for this interview. It was really nice, talking with you, relaxed, good. And then, yeah, I hope you can come and see Necrophobic live or whatever band I will play with.
Yeah.
So yeah, and thank you for like promoting the bands. I mean, I'm really humble. I appreciate that a lot. It's like always when people say that they like what I'm doing, like, are you serious, really? Like, it's really nice. Heart warms my heart. Is nice that people take time actually to, because today there's so many bands, so many new songs coming out constantly, so it's easy to get lost in this constant flood of information and new
Yeah.
music. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I'll be actually in Stockholm next month for my honeymoon, so hopefully by the time I get there, there'll be something to see. A couple of
Yeah.
shows, maybe. Yeah, that's actually my time off, my holiday, and also my honeymoon because I got married this year. So we
Oh, congratulations.
thank
Nice.
you.
Nice.
Yeah, so hopefully we can also get a chance to share a beer or something and talk more about this stuff because. What can I say? I'm really big fan of your work and everything. So, look, man, I have to wrap this up. So, listen, take care and have a good time, man.
Yep. Thank you so much. Take care.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care. Bye bye.
Bye.